Just after 4:30 Eastern here on Tuesday, the 12th of August. It's yet another week of preseason. Ravens and Cowboys will be playing each other coming up on Saturday in Dallas, and there's a lot to get to, of course, leading up to that, including Todd Monken's Daniel Faalele rant that he just went on earlier this afternoon. Of course, he is your projected starting right guard on the Baltimore Ravens offensive line, and it's been a big hot topic button item. I know that. And we're going to get into why that's been the case, get into some film study, what Todd had to say, Ravens offensive coordinator, and a number of other things. This episode is brought to you by my friends at Circa Resort and Casino, and they're gearing up for contest weekend in Las Vegas, Nevada, coming up later this month. Go visit my show notes if you want to learn more, or just hang tight, and I'll address it in just a bit in this current live stream. If you could, on the way in, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, consider becoming a channel member, consider joining the 24/7 hub that is the Bobby Baltimore Discord server for all things Baltimore sports by clicking on the link that I have as a pinned comment. Let's first begin with Todd Monken's comments on Daniel Faalele. We saw a little bit of him last Thursday night against the Indianapolis Colts, and while I thought he popped early in the run game, there were a couple plays that he would want back. We'll get into the one specifically that gave Cooper Rush a whole lot more than he could handle, and it was just a straight-up bull rush that Faalele got knocked back on, tripped, really did not look the part whatsoever. And I think when it comes to Daniel and his game, it's not that he doesn't show flashes of great potential. He does show flashes of potential, making you believe that, wow, this guy is 6'8", 300-plus pounds, could be an absolute freight train for this offense. And then on the flip side of that coin, when it's ugly, it gets ugly. And when it gets poor, it gets piss poor. And I think in this mode of win now, right, with Lamar Jackson as your quarterback, who should be a 3-time MVP, with several key players that are not only under contract for the foreseeable future, but on their rookie contracts, right, or at the end of their rookie contracts, like an Isaiah Likely, like a Kyle Hamilton, or at least approaching the end of their rookie windows. You got to win now. And in order to win now, you obviously need collective support from all phases, and that begins and ends with Lamar Jackson's protection. So when you see a play break down the way that it did, and we'll get into that in a little bit in these clips on Thursday night against the Colts, it just kind of gets you concerned. It gets you concerned for understanding that Lamar and his elusiveness can almost minimize some of these weaknesses from an offensive standpoint, right? That's what I think maybe his best attribute, his greatest asset, is the fact that he minimizes. I think the right word that I'm looking for is, I would say, dissolves. He dissolves a lot of the Ravens' weaknesses. And obviously that speaks to his greatness and his ability to put the team on his back, so to speak. But it also leaves us, whether it's fans, creators, media members alike, wondering why. Why put Lamar? Why put this offense in that position if they have somebody waiting in the wings, which I know a lot of us believe could very well be Ben Cleveland based on what he's put on tape over the years. Anyway, before I get off to too much rambling, here is Todd Monken rambling, or ranting, should I say, on Daniel Faalele. Listen to this.
Proud of Daniel. I mean, he worked hard in the offseason, came in great shape. I think I was talking, earlier that, we're excited for Daniel. I mean, he's come a long way. He is a really, really good football player. In today's day and age, shock value, whatever's seen for one shot on the internet doesn't make a man, or a great play doesn't make a man. As I was saying earlier, I think, we were talking like if the internet posts someone walking into church, it doesn't make him a great Christian. It just means they walked into church. They picked out one clip of it. Okay, that's not Daniel. Daniel's been outstanding throughout all of camp and has played his rear end off. And we're excited where he's at now and where he's going to continue to grow. Well, first of all, I don't respond to it. I'm not naive to seeing those things, but it was one play. That was one example. Like, I can't imagine any of us. One example of something in our life, and that's who they are. That's the silliest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, I mean, it's just the way it is. World we live in, right? It's the world we live in. And he's a tremendous football player, really is, and I love where he's come. But I get it. They have to live it more than me. I'm used to it. I mean, that's part of the business. I mean, I should be old enough to handle that, okay? Other than Trippy, that he can't, him, no. But everybody else, like, just the bottom line is those guys, they have to deal with it every day, those things. But, I'm excited for Daniel.
Trippy with the shout out. That is courtesy of Fox 45, local affiliate in the Baltimore area, who caught that press conference. But look, the big takeaway here is that yet again, you see someone from this organization going to bat, if you will, for Daniel Faalele. This was a passionate defense of his preseason performance against the Colts. And you heard it. Quote, if the internet posts someone walking into church, it doesn't make him a great Christian. It just means they walked into church. They picked out one clip of it. That's not Daniel. Daniel's been outstanding throughout all of camp and has played his rear end off. And we're excited where he's at now and where he is going to continue to grow. It was one play. That was one example. I can't imagine any of us having one example of something in our life, and that's who they are. That's the silliest shit I've ever heard in my life. It's just the way it is. It's the world we live in, right? It's the world we live in. That specific play, just in case you needed a reminder, I'm sure you don't, but just in case you do, Coach Evans from the Sip to Tally YouTube program, my guy, had it all on film.
I think this is the finale. Yeah, this is the finale right here. This just wasn't a good rep. Just not a good rep at all. Not a good rep at all. Just see that hug. See what that hugging do? When you see what that hugging do? And the dude got right in his chest plate. Look at his head snap back, like he got punched in the jaw. Bam. And from there, come along on this fantastic voyage. Because you're about to go on one. Yeah, he got tripped up a little bit, but still, he was going on a ride regardless. He got tripped up by 67 right there, but he was going on a fantastic voyage regardless, whether he got tripped up or not. If he didn't get shocked, he wouldn't have got tripped up. If he wouldn't have got this initial shock, there wouldn't have been no trip.
True. Very true. There wouldn't have been. And by the way, I'm trying to find a clip of Daniel right now, or how he graded out. So I'm going to go ahead and run that back just once more exposure for Coach Evans. Because while it was one play, there's been a lot of this. And the footwork is off, as Coach noted. And it just was an unacceptable play when you think about it. And we've seen that a time or two, including in the regular season. Yes, it's one play. Yes, it's the preseason. But if you're practicing like this and playing, I mean, I know it's a game, but if this preseason's for practice, if you're practicing like this, you already know how that's going to translate to the game.
And then I think this is the finale. Yeah, this is the finale right here. This just wasn't a good rep. Just not a good rep at all. Not a good rep at all. Just see that hug. See what that hugging do? When you see what that hugging do? And the dude got right in his chest plate. Look at his head snap back, like he got punched in the jaw. Bam. And from there, come along on this fantastic voyage. Because you're about to go on one. Yeah, he got tripped up a little bit, but still, he was going on a ride regardless.
All right, I found it. Thanks to Coach for that content right there. Great stuff. Go check him out. Sip to Tally YouTube program. He received a grade of 40.7 in 12 snaps from Pro Football Focus, a 62.9 run blocking, and a 0.0 pass blocking. Okay? Cole Jackson tallied that up on Twitter last week. Look, It's a tough conversation, right? Because in one breath, the guys put a lot of good tape out there. And I even thought early on in the Keaton Mitchell run game against the Colts, he was moving bodies, creating space, creating lanes, and getting after it. But far too often, right, I don't think that type of support right there and that type of impact outweighs a play like what we just watched. I mean, it's complete panic. It's complete breakdown. The lights are on, but no one's home. And here's the crazy part. Even though there's a handful more plays that are positive or just average compared to what we just watched, what if looking down the line, hypothetically, that one piss poor play were to result in a Lamar Jackson injury, in an offensive lineman like a Faalele, 300 plus pounds, getting bull rushed the way that he did, losing his leverage, losing his balance, and falling into the lower half of Lamar. You never forgive yourself if you're the coaching staff. If you felt like in one way or the other, there was an opportunity to improve at right guard. And when you have the likes of Ben Cleveland that are waiting in the wings, this type of question is going to continue to be asked. Should this type of performance continue to be posted and put on film? Because it's not good enough. And while I appreciate Todd Monken getting up there, saying his piece, standing up for his guy, building him up, advocating for him, talking about the development, talking about the pride, talking about the work that he put in, right? The conditioning, the 20 plus pounds of weight that he shed this offseason. You got to see results in order to feel really good and salute an offensive coordinator and a coach in this case who's going to bat for his player. And when that player, even if it is a small sample size, puts his franchise quarterback in jeopardy with his lack of sturdiness, his lack of mauling, right? Do you ever truly feel like Daniel's out there to maul? That he's out there to get after it? I just don't know if he has that in him. And where do you go from here? He hung in tight all 17 games last year, started all 17 at right guard. But if you're putting reps on film the way that he has here and there, and by the way, there have been more than just the one rep that Todd Monken singles out. There have been. Go take a look at Cole's film room. Go take a look at Sip to Tally's film room. They are there. And they got to get cleaned up because God forbid, they put themselves in a position where this stuff starts to tally up. And all of a sudden, QB1's running for his life way more often than he needs to be. Few thoughts on a hot button item, Daniel Faalele, and more coming up in just a second. I'm glad you guys can be with me. Please like the video on your way in. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification bell. Would love for you guys to support my brand sponsor. It's my friends at Circa Sports and Casino. Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada on Fremont Street. And it's almost contest weekend. The biggest football contests in Vegas, that's Circa Million and Circa Survivor, are back. And there's a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes available to you. With Circa Million, you can pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. In terms of Circa Survivor, there's 1 pick a week, no point spread. All you got to do, last the longest to win it all. 15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. 21 million is guaranteed. You can visit circasports.com for more details, which is what you see on the screen. Contest weekends coming up. If those of you are on the West Coast want to pop over and join me, Circa, man. Circa is next level. I love this experience. Jake Asman and I are going to be out there together doing shows from Radio Row, and look at all the events they have available to you. 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Radio Row. That's where I'll be set up Thursday the 21st. They're doing a cocktail party and meet and greet. On Friday, they got more Radio Row coverage where Jake and I will be live from. The Stadium Swim Open Bar runs from 10 to 4 p.m. They got Blackjack Tournament, Legacy Club Mixer, which overlooks literally all of Vegas. I mean, this is a massive weekend on deck. I'm actually extending my trip and going out to Lake Tahoe to visit some cousins on the way back, which I'm really excited for. But if you're not familiar with Stadium Swim, take a look. This place is insane. I mean, Mrs. Trossett might be hanging around here somewhere, to be quite honest with you. Somewhere in here. But there it is, about 10 minutes off the strip. Circa Sports and Casino. I keep saying sports. It is Circa Sports, but Circa Resort and Casino, $94 right now. Oh, excuse me, 94 degrees is the water temperature, 108 degrees Fahrenheit. Goodness gracious. So, what a fun time. I'm sure I'll need a cleanse coming back from there. But this will be the third time working with Circa. And I have Jake to thank. So, special shout out to my buddy Jake Asman, who covers the Jets. And shout out to Circa Sports. You guys will be getting plenty of content. Plenty of social media, particularly in my Instagram and probably in the Bobby After Dark Discord group, I would think. I'm a betting man, I would think. Check the Bobby After Dark group in the Discord server once I get to Vegas. I think that feels pretty obvious as to why. And just in case you're wondering what the hell that is, it's the 24/7 hub for conversations surrounding Baltimore sports and shit that goes down in my life. Would love for you to join. This is the group right here. Who knows? It's been a little quiet of late, but there's a lot of chatter in here at all times, particularly in the football chat, where we talk Ravens football and a number of other things, Orioles baseball and just baseball in general. Obviously pretty self-explanatory here. Washington Capitals hockey. It's free to join. I'm coming up on 900 members. You can do so by clicking on the link that I have included in the pinned comment. It's also in the live chat, which I just mentioned, and also at the top of the show notes. This is pretty cool from earlier. 3 greats, Lamar Jackson, Ray Lewis, and Michael Phelps. A 23-time Olympic gold medalist is Michael Phelps, Baltimore native. 28-time medalist just in general. Ray Lewis, of course, part of this organization's inception in 1996. A 2-time Super Bowl champ. Mount Rushmore figure in Baltimore. And for Lamar, you already know. 2-time MVP, should be 3. Trying to chase that coveted, elusive Lombardi trophy. We had a good little back and forth spirited debate with the live chat back during our Ravens lunch hour live stream earlier today. I think you guys probably remember what that consisted of for those of you who caught it. I'm of the belief that the Baltimore sports Mount Rushmore is pretty simple as of right now. Lamar's career is still in action, and he's yet to win a Super Bowl. My Mount Rushmore for Baltimore sports, it's Cal Ripken Jr., it's Michael Phelps, it's Ray Lewis, and it's Johnny Unitas. That's who I'm going with. That's what I'm standing on. Obviously, there will be snubs when it comes to narrowing it down to 4 when you work and live and enjoy a market like this when it comes to storied sports. Brooks Robinson is snubbed. Ed Reed is snubbed. Eddie Robinson. Gosh, I mean, you could go on and on and on in terms of who's snubbed. Jonathan Ogden. But that's my 4, and I would love to know who your 4 are in the live chat if you haven't already discussed it. The Ravens just released this a short while ago. Marlon Humphrey, who made this all happen to begin with, this Michael Phelps visit and everything that followed, because he wanted to learn how to swim from the greatest that's ever lived. Here they are hanging out at the practice.
What's up, big dog? This little man?
Yeah, this is Beckett.
Beckett?
Hey, what's up?
Nice to meet you.
Remember the video of the Ravens calling me out?
Yeah.
I was Marlon.
It's orchestrated after practice. As a guy was watching that couldn't swim, he was just like looking at us in the pool. He's like, you don't know how to swim. And then we started acting around. Like, dang, a lot of y'all don't know how to swim. So
Today. Today's the day.
He goes, yeah, I'm from New York. I don't need to know how to swim. But if Michael come, I'll learn. I'm like, it's not really a good reason to learn, but that's a good enough reason. So,
Marlon hanging out with a couple goats. And again, he made it all happen. There's a lot of content, by the way, in the social sphere of what went down today. Actually, at my alma mater, crazy enough, a pool that I've swam in tons of times prior, and a sauna that I used to frequent very often. But the Fitness and Aquatic Center, for those of you who aren't familiar, on Charles Street, North Charles Street in Baltimore, is owned by Loyola University, Maryland, my alma mater. And the Ravens went out to the facility today to swim and do all kinds of dives and contests in the facility. It's pretty funny, so go check it out. But here's more content from the day itself with Ray Lewis, with Michael Phelps making their way out onto the facility. There's DeAndre and Ray catching up, shooting the shit.
Trying to think of somebody who is tall and lengthy. For me, I had 6'7" wingspan and I'm only 6'4", so you need somebody with a big reach. And you don't want to be really barrel-chested, so I don't know.
Kyle Hamilton?
Yeah.
Lanky enough?
I could see Kyle. It would take a lot, though.
Sure.
It would take a lot. To be an Olympian, I mean, I went 6 years without missing a single day in the pool. So yeah, y'all know the grind, but this is a different grind. You're gonna see today what it is.
It's like individual tubs that was used for guys. Boom.
You get the point. He's a huge Ravens fan. He's a Baltimore native, and he found his way onto campus and had a chance to catch up with the team as well in a post-practice huddle orchestrated by John Harbaugh.
Sport or individual sport, one thing that always remains the same is in that moment, you know, when the time comes, when you're on that platform getting ready to swim and you're the only one doing it, or you're the corner on the island, or the receiver, or the quarterback, or the linebacker. I think about a couple plays. I think about the San Diego game, right, in the backfield. You know, how do you measure that moment? How do you measure that moment to be at your best?
For me, when I stood up on the block at World Championships, the Olympic Games, any major international competition, I knew I was the most prepared human on that pool deck. Because I know that nobody would have been doing what I was doing day in and day out. Getting up at 6 o'clock and getting in the pool, all the recovery, the eating, the stretching, all the small things. Like, that's what I was saying. Stack those small things on top of each other. You've heard him say it so many times. Those small things are the reason why I want to race by 1/100th of a second, 5 1/100ths of a second. It's faster than you snapping your fingers. It's what you do behind closed doors that no one sees, that gives you the opportunity to stand out on this field every single week during the season and be great. Coach has got you all ready, right? But every single day you have to be on top of those small things. You miss a step, you're giving your opportunity or your opponent something else. For me, every single box was checked off. When I stepped up on the block, I knew what was going to happen. My dreams and my goals were bigger than anybody else on the planet, especially in the swimming pool. I worked the hardest. That's why I got the results. So for me, when I step up, it's preparation only. There were times when I stepped up in the 2012 Olympics where I wasn't fully prepared. And I got the results that I deserved. Sometimes I didn't make the podium. Sometimes I got second or third. That's not what I want. I want to be up top. So for me, that's why I came back in 16 and said I'm doing it my way. Because when I retired, I wanted to hang my suit up and say I've done everything I could put my mind to. 23 Olympic golds, that was it.
Ray Lewis.
How do I follow that?
Come on, come on.
We think you got it in you.
Come here,
Guys, man, listen, it's special to see you guys every year. The challenge is this, right? What Mike is talking about. What will you do with time? Life goes. Life keeps passing. And one day, you're gonna go back and say, what did I do with time? Did I waste it? Did I use it? Did I abuse it? I don't care what you have, it's how you use what you have. I don't care what's in front of you, it's the moment that you feel that I have to give everything I got to the preparation, so when the moment comes, I soar in that moment. This is where we're missing life. This is where we're disconnected, because everything else can pull you away from what you're supposed to be doing, which is your purpose. Talent is the easiest thing you will ever be given. It's what you do with it that decides your purpose. We're talking about a championship. A championship starts with a mentality of using that facility. If I was me, I'm over here at 9:30 at night because there's nothing else to do but go to sleep at the crib. If I'm trying to touch glory, if I'm trying to see the top of the mountain, what will you do with time? We don't have it. Savor the moment. When this team is built, when the last preseason game is played and this team is built and you're up on that podium and you're standing there and it's your moment and it's 4th and 2 and I'm saying, I've saw his hand before. If you do that same thing on me because of my preparation, I will destroy your entire dreams. Proper preparation prevents poor performances. Stop riding on talent. Ride on purpose. Ask God every day, what is my purpose in life? What am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to lead somebody, even when we lose? Hold your head up high. I'm gonna leave you with this one thought. Every step you take, do you want to remember it yourself? Every motive you make in life, do you want to judge yourself? Because the game fades, bro. But what doesn't fade is the day that you host the Lombardi as a champion and know the injuries and know the doubts and know the faults we went through. And we found a way to do it. That's what champions do. God bless you all. Coach, I appreciate you.
You believe he had the audacity to say, like, how do I follow that to Michael? And that's all due respect to Michael. I thought his words were super insightful. Ray Lewis is Ray Lewis, and he stands alone when it comes to speeches, particularly in a huddle, in a locker room setting. We've seen that time and time again. He's still got it. The game fades, he says, but the legacy, right? The Super Bowl, the stuff that is legacy defining will never fade. And man, what a great time of year to bring him in, to reignite yourself. Not that he needs it. Not that anybody needs it in that building, but reignite yourself from within prior to what we all know is an unbelievably narrow, all-time grind, 4 to 5 months worth of that kind of grind. So good stuff there from Ravens Productions. Michael Phelps, Ray Lewis, star-studded day, star-studded guests and speeches and activities and everything else that went on today, motivating the Ravens to move everything up. They had a 10 a.m. practice followed by a 12 noon press conference and everything else that came with that. So threw us off a little bit for our programming earlier on, but ultimately for good reason. So, and then of course he also had a moment with Lamar as well.
Every time. I'm making you come out of that spot every time. Because I know how dynamic you are from the spot. So I want you to be rattling everywhere. Yeah! Then I got my hunters over here hunting. Hunting.
Now just imagine their conversations that they've had behind closed doors without the cameras around, right? Like about legacy, about winning, about life. I mean, you name it. And Ray has had a whole lot of life events recently that I'm sure any chance he gets to get out of the house, he takes it. And having lost his son in the last couple of years, I can only imagine what he's dealing with right now between the ears. So good to see him back out there where he made a name for himself in this league. And good to see the Ravens being receptive listeners, willing participants, and a fun day. A lot of content to come as well. The Ravens Production's just been churning it all out today. Sarah and I will, of course, share more coming up tomorrow in our Wednesday edition of The Vaults. If you could on the way out, please like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I can't give you an hour today. I got another live stream coming up tonight. And if you have not already done so, I would love for you to support us at the Ravens Collective. We're already 1,500 subscriptions in, and we've only done one live stream. So Cole Jackson, Jeff Zarebek, and myself It's week 2. It's the Ravens Collective at Ravens Collective on YouTube. We're 1,500 subscriptions in. Yeah, you see these 2 videos. They were repurposed from the initial live stream. But this was our first one, over 6,100 views, which is an awesome showing of support from you guys. And here's what we got coming up tonight. Ravens roster risers and fallers after preseason game number 1. We're going to talk about LeJohntay. We're going to talk about Keaton. We're going to talk about a number of players, including Daniel Faalele and Jeff's, and of course, Cole, the offensive line guru himself, their thoughts on what to expect from Faalele and how they reacted and are reacting to Todd Monken's thoughts earlier today. And Dre Dog, I got you. I'm going to drop it in a couple different places here. The link to tonight's show, Ravens Collective. Would love for you guys to subscribe. It just got dropped into the live chat, first and foremost. And now, let's go ahead and drop it in the Discord under the football category as well. Will do. And done. That's been sent. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. And what's this all about? Can we get this show to 500 likes? Have you subscribed to the Ravens Collective? Yes, I have. Have you? Anyway, I'm looking forward to that tonight. And obviously on a 3-stream day, I hope you'll forgive me for not going a full hour. Content's right around the corner. Regular season content, I should say, is right around the corner. And my move to St. Pete is right around the corner. And there's a lot to be excited about. So with that, I'll catch up with you guys tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, inside the Collective. Jeff, Cole, myself. See you there. Thanks to Circa Resort and Casino for the opportunity to partner up. Go check them out in the show notes. Join the Discord group. Follow me on Instagram. You guys know where to find me. It's Bobby Baltimore across all channels. I'll catch up with you in under 3 hours from right now. Later, guys.